How do you plan a tour and everything that goes into it? How do you advance shows and confirm the bookings? How do you build your team and capital requirements? I'll give you the answer to this and more in this video. But first, please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the bell so that you are notified of every new video right here on Kranaken TV. Now, let's get on with today's video. Section 1. Define your goals. Tour purpose. What is the main purpose of your tour? Do you want to promote a new album? Are you simply touring to impress your loyal fans who have already purchased your album? Are you reaching out to new fans or just generating revenue so that you can afford new gear, facilities, etc.? Is it that you just love the excitement and stress of being on the road? Manage your budget. When you define your goals, you also have to establish a budget for the entire tour. Therefore, it is important to make a list. Include elements such as costs for travel, accommodation, food, promotion, and other expenses. There will also be times when you incur unforeseen costs and eventualities that you may have been unaware of until it is time for you to act. Section 2. How to organize your team. When you get around to organizing your team, you must hire the following staff. Manager. You will need a tour manager to handle logistics and scheduling. Booking agent. You will also need a booking agent whose job it is to book venues and negotiate contracts. Publicist. Your publicists will be a team of people who will handle promotion and media relations. This includes everything from the creation of your electronic press kit to blog reviews, radio and social media advertising, video creation, and much more. Any good post on how to plan a music tour must include the appointment of your crew. These include your sound engineers, roadies, and other technical staff. Again, this is another team of people who have technical expertise, the ability to act accurately, and set up the heavy and expensive gear that you will have to take on the road with you, whether you are touring locally, nationally, and especially internationally. Section 3. How to plan a music tour. Plan your itinerary. Select locations. The best way to impress a potential fan is to play in their living room. If you can't do that, the next best way is to play in a local venue. Unfortunately, it is impossible to play in every fan's living room. Therefore, it's essential that you play your gigs in localities where there are a lot of fans. If you have a lot of fans in New York, play your gigs at Central Park. If your fans are in London, you should look at playing at Wembley, and if they are in Birmingham or the Midlands, the NEC Arena is your golden grail. Do you even know where your fans are based? Probably the best place to find this information is on Spotify for artists. The terrific analytics program will tell you where people are listening to your music, how many times each person is streaming your music, and also how many people there are in specific locations who play your music. Therefore, you will know if you are big enough to play at somewhere like Wembley or the NEC Arena, or whether you are better to opt for a smaller venue. Maybe you are better to go for a town hall location, a church, cathedral, or theater. Route planning. Once you have your venues planned, the next consideration should be the route that you follow on your plan. It is no good playing in London one day, Athens the next day, and Manchester the day after your Athens gig. This is a complete waste of your time and money. You are much better to play in Manchester the day before the London gig. After your UK gigs are finished, you should look at performing in France, Germany, and Italy before your Athens gig. This is a logical route. Therefore, it makes much more sense than going back on yourself and spending more time and money in getting from one venue to another. If you are playing locally and only in the UK, you should play in London the first day, Birmingham the day after that, and Manchester the following day. This is a logical route. It doesn't take up your time and makes more sense. Dates. Most artists will perform daily and each day in a new city. This is why touring is not the easiest life. There is no time to rest and recuperate. It's all about go, go, go. That is why live streaming is becoming more popular. After lockdown, everyone did a lot more remotely. In fact, it was a remote living revolution. You will find a lot more remote jobs and a lot more remote opportunities after the remote revolution. Section 4. How to book venues. Researching the different venues. The next step is to research and select venues that match your genre and the size of your audience. As I have already said, it would be no good booking a venue like the NEC Arena if you only have 100 fans who may come. In that case, you would be better to opt for a venue that is much smaller. Play at a pub, smaller festival, town hall, church, or cathedral. You need to make sure that you don't lose money and can easily generate enough revenue to comfortably cover the outlay and leave a healthy profit too. If you are an electronic dance music DJ, you're going to want to reach out to clubs across your region. Approaching a venue that is dedicated to metal music would be no good to an EDM DJ. There used to be an underground club, under the street, venue in the middle of Birmingham where they would play metal music. It was dark in atmosphere and dark spiritually too. It's the kind of place where you would imagine a horror film to take place. Such a place would be unsuitable for a euphoria-centered trance music DJ. It's like playing heaven in the middle of hell. Contact venues. Once you have researched the venues, it's time to reach out to each venue that you feel is suitable for your time and genre. Contracts. Review and sign contracts, ensuring you understand all terms and conditions. It is so easy to cut to the chase and sign the documents without even taking time to read the small print. After all, who reads the small print? I know, most people don't bother to read the small print. However, this is a big mistake. You may be signing something that either you can't fulfill or where you can't generate much profit. You have to think about everyone concerned. Can you make enough money to pay the wages of your entire team? It's so easy to brush over it without taking the time to consider all the points in the document, but you must. Section 5. How to arrange transportation and accommodation. Decide on the mode of transport. Are you hiring out a coach, an RV, or a bus? Are you traveling from venue to venue by air? What is your main mode of transport? If you're just touring locally, a transit van might suffice for everything you need. Accommodation. Now you've got your venues and your travel booked, it's time to book your accommodation. Are you staying at hotels? Maybe you're just sleeping in an RV or camper van. Whatever mode of transport you choose, it's time to book your board. Also, how are you planning to eat? Are you just getting bed and breakfast and taking a supply of food with you for other times? You also need to consider the rest of your crew. Section 6. How to promote the tour. This is where your publicists come in. They need to create a marketing plan that includes social media, email newsletters, posters, and flyers. You also need to do a photo shoot. Filming a vlog is another great idea because it builds rapport with your fans. One example of someone who filmed a vlog on the road was Armin van Buuren. I remember seeing a video vlog that he shot of landing in the Far East and the reception that he got at the airport. Each musician needs to be involved in the social media as they are the faces of the band. If you're on your own and you are the sole face of the band, like Armin, then you have to be even more active on social media. It's a great reason to build a following. Press releases. Send press releases to local media in each city. Such media could include local publications. This may also include blogs that are in a specific language and aimed at a specific city. For instance, I have written many reviews for music releases. These artists were just targeting English-speaking blogs, but if a blog is dedicated to the music scene within a specific geographic location, they would be an ideal outlet for your press release. You should be making the most of local media, whether you plan on gigging locally, nationally, or internationally. Engage fans. Create buzz and excitement with your fans. Host a countdown to the tour on your website. You could even use a different countdown for each event. That would be ideal because different fans will be going to different events. You may even find that some fans will follow you from one venue to another if they're barmy enough about your music. You can also keep a video blog just like Armin did. Section 7. How to prepare the show set list. What songs are you going to include in your set list? Whatever the genre or instrument you play, you will have to practice before and during the tour. Even your road crew need to practice because they need to be sure that they can get your gear up and working well in advance of the event. Stage design. I recently wrote a blog post about stage setup. It included a few different genres and you can refer to that for further information on how to set up a stage design. Needless to say, it is different from genre to genre. Some genres make heavy use of instruments that aren't used in other genres. For instance, a classical orchestra doesn't use the same setup as a DJ. There are many more instruments in an orchestra. Merchandise. Prepare and stock up on tour merchandise like t-shirts, posters, and CDs. If you've read my blog before, you may know that I love merch. Fans will pay you to advertise your music. How good is that? You need to make sure that you have the right amount of merch. A little too much is perfect. If everyone buys a t-shirt, you're going to have enough in stock so that everyone in the building can purchase one. Similarly, you don't want too little. You don't want to run out of stock in the first half hour of a show or earlier on in your tour with no replenishment plans in place. There's something else. You are going to have to make sure that you can replenish your stock if it sells out. Can you order more stock to be there when you get to the venue? Section 8. Final preparations. Tour essentials. It is a good idea to make a list of all of your instruments, accessories, gear, and other essentials so that you can make sure that you don't forget anything. Also, if you're taking a crew on the road, you should ask them to do the same thing with their personal belongings. However, you will want to travel light and only take the bare essentials. Make sure you have everything that is essential. For instance, you need to remember any medication that you require for headaches, hay fever, etc. Health and safety. As I just mentioned, you need to make sure that you take your medication. However, you also need to ensure you have first aid kits and know the local emergency services in each city. Investigate to see what the local services are like, where they are located with reference to your venue. If a roadie breaks his leg, you need to make sure that you can take care of the situation without it negatively affecting the tour. Insurance. Get insurance for your equipment and health insurance for the band and crew. Some countries will require you to have health insurance if you need to use their healthcare services. In Europe, there is the European Healthcare Exemption Card. I believe that is still the case. However, if you travel to America, you will need to pay for healthcare insurance. You never know what could go wrong, and you need to be prepared for every eventuality. Section 9. When you're on the road, stay organized. Keep a detailed itinerary and contact list for venues, hotels, and emergency contacts. You never know when you are going to need this information. Just as with the healthcare insurance, it is also better to be organized in preparation for every eventuality. You will also need to keep a list of the next of kin for each member of your team. This is an essential point because loved ones should always be informed early on of any casualties, illnesses, accidents, etc. Communication. Maintain regular communication with your team and venue contacts. If you need to replenish stocks of merchandise, you can do so without any issues. Simply get new deliveries to the next venue so that it is waiting for you when you get there. Adaptability. Be prepared to adapt to changes and solve problems on the fly. There will always be issues, and nothing will go to plan 100% of the time. Therefore, you need to be ready to overcome any issues and carry on with the shows. Just as Freddie Mercury sang, his makeup may be fading, but his smile stays on. It's so true about every performer. They all need to keep on making people smile. That is why there are so many performers taking their lives. Basically, screw how you feel and make the audience smile. You may be feeling terrible, but you have to give your fans the time of their lives. It's why the likes of Avicii took their lives. Section 10. Post-tour activities review. Analyze the tour's success in terms of attendance, revenue, and fan engagement. How much of a profit did you make? Did you make any profit? Was it just a learning experience? Were there a good number of fans in the audience? Gather feedback from fans and venues to improve future tours. What did the fans think of the event? How could you improve things next time? What could you have done differently? Your opportunity for exchanging feedback with the venue will be before you leave the location. You will be able to let them know where they could improve, and they could also tell you where you can improve. This is a terrific opportunity for you to learn how to put on an amazing show, and it is advice that you can take with you to the next venue. Perhaps you can implement advice into your future gigs at any venue. Don't forget to rest. Ensure everyone gets adequate rest before planning the next steps. You will want to take some significant time off after your tour to rest and recuperate. Everyone tends to have a different way to relax. You need to relax in a way that benefits you and do it. Your health is more important than any number of shows. Shows might pay your bills, but your health is more important than money. Conclusion: by following these steps and staying organized, you can effectively plan and execute a successful music tour. However, if you do want to learn more about gigging from home and cut out the stress, you can find out more from the link in the description. Have you got your free copy of the Complete Guide to Music Marketing yet? With expert advice, resources, and aha moments, this really is a must-have. Plus, it's free for now. I'm going to make it available as a paperback, as an audiobook, and as a Kindle ebook in the run-up to Christmas, so make sure it's on your Christmas list for 2024. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, please also hit the bell so that you are notified as and when a new video is available right here on Kranikin TV. I will see you in the next video.